Do you find it difficult to find gifts for the autistic person in your life? It can be a daunting task. Join us as we look at some amazing gift ideas that may even lead you to find a great gift for that awesome autistic person in your life. Hello, and welcome to this edition of the MyoSpectrum Life podcast. My name is Jessica, and I'm an autism mom. And joining me, as always, is my good friend and co-host, Kelsey.
Hey, hello, Jess. How are you?
Doing all right, and you?
Pretty good. So I'm Kelsey. I'm a SPED teacher with a master's in behavior. And tonight is going to be an awesome show. I'm so excited. What about you, Jess?
I'm excited because I love giving gifts. And I love to see the joy. I mean, especially like at Christmas or birthdays for my kids, finding the perfect thing and watching them open and be so happy about it. So, but you know, it can be tough though for autistic kiddos. I mean, okay, I don't know about y'all, you other autism moms out there, but in my household, I have already had a Christmas list. And Christmas, we've been asking for things for a long time. And so what we do around this time of the year is say, put it on your Christmas list so that we don't get badgered. I mean, you remember that, don't you? When you were doing ABA in my house?
I do. It's always Christmas in July. Add it to the Christmas list, and you'd bring out this Christmas list, and it's already like not thousands, but a lot of things written down on it.
Yeah, I mean, even around his birthday, we would do that too. So right now we have what Curtis did this year, which actually this is kind of a tip. If you're having problems with your kiddo asking you constantly, tell them to put it on their birthday list or their Christmas list or whatever, and help them if they're, just learning to write, help them write it out. If they're typing, like my son is actually on the computer and typing for school and stuff. He actually, like the first time I said, put it on your Christmas list, he went into Word and found a Christmas list template and has been working on it for months or weeks, I should say. We've been hearing The Grinch is Still Christmas for weeks now, and it's just November. So it's going to be crazy around here, but hey, after this year, whatever,
right?
Yes. Another thing, at a specific date, grab that list and start shopping from it, and do yourself a favor with extended family. Make a shopping list on like Amazon or Walmart or whatever store that they're going to start shop from. Share that wish list. Yep. It'll be so much easier.
It does. And then we could share it with therapists, teachers, friends, because that helps out a lot too. Because, we all like to give gifts. It's a way of sharing our love there.
Yeah. So whenever somebody asks you, what can I get your autistic child for Christmas or for their birthday? Well, let me send you the wish list. So without further ado, let's get to some of the suggestions that we have. One of my suggestions that I saw was the Expandable. Curtis had used that we had used it as a sensory toy to use in the virtual learning environment. Mm-hmm. Those things are awesome. He loves it. He loves to sit there. Yeah. So he just plays with it and has fun with it. So it's a great little toy. Now, granted, it's something I keep at home because it doesn't expand. It doesn't like shrink down that far, but it's awesome.
All these that we are showing you tonight are in our links. There's links to these subscriptions, which ultimately, if you go through those links and purchase through the link, it helps give us money back to the podcast as well.
Yes. Helps us because well, there's an item on our Christmas list. It's a new camera for you, right, Kelsey?
It is. I'm saving up for it.
See, what was one of the things that you found?
You always have to have a wonderful nightlight. And it's not a nightlight, but it's a music. So you can use it as a nightlight. You can use the guitar one. There's different ones, but it's a guitar. But what it does is it changes different colors. You can hook it up to music, and it's 3D. And so you can tell that it goes and does that. And so it's a nice nightlight. Or even if you have older, I want one. Even if you're older, you could play, but you could change different sounds and you can change the different lights to it and eliminate. So it's a nice adult way to combat the darkness. And then there's a princess one as right. Yeah, it's a 3D nightlight. There's a princess one too.
I've seen some
the mermaid. That's what it is. And so there's a mermaid one as well.
Right. I've seen ones that have the like the Death Star or something like that. So if you're a Star Wars person, that's the way to go there. One of the things that we got Curtis started on a while ago were magnetic tiles. Now I couldn't find the ones that he had, but they have a couple of there's magnetic tiles, and they're like full plastic of it. So they have a ton. There's so much selection of those magnetiles. And then there is another one called Magnaforms. And I was looking through this and I was like, oh man, I wish he was still interested in these, because there's like a dinosaur one and a car one and all this kind of stuff. And I thought, oh, that's cool. He would have loved that. Another one. Yes. My child loves to build. And so that's something that's awesome to have if you have a child that loves to build. I mean, you can always get Legos. That's a great one, right?
It is. But if you have a fine motor and you have a hard time picking up or off, or even the big blocks, magnetics are very easy. They literally just go click and they stand up on their own and easily come apart and go click. I love them.
They're fun. They're fun to play with. Another thing I found, that's the Magnaforms. Isn't that cool?
That is really cool. Those are cool.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. That looks more like the sets that we have.
It is, and they come with the booklet, don't they? So you can actually work with your child if you want to build a certain shape. So you can work sequencing with them as well and teach them 3D shapes. Because how many of us still need help figuring out what a cube is when it's 1D to 3D? Yeah. So this ultimately helps that out as well.
Yes, it helps picture things. Yeah, to give that depth and stuff. There is now I now understand why Curtis did not like his weighted lap thing that we sent to school with him. That he was always playing with it and throwing it around. It's because they have these adorable weighted lap animals now. Yes, isn't that the cutest thing right there?
That's so cute. And it's weighted.
It's weighted, it's fuzzy, and so you got that texture. You can lay it on you and have a little bit.
The bear. Sorry.
Although, Curtis now has Chewy to do that. His animal, his actual real life puppy.
That's awesome.
In the description, it says that it's washable, and that is key.
That's key.
You want to be able to wash those. And you can use them at any age, honestly. Yeah. Weighted blankets are always good. Anything that's weighted that gives you that pressure, but make sure that you check with your occupational therapist. Correct. A weighted animal, you're probably not going to run into too many problems with the weight. But if it's a weighted blanket, you want to make sure that you check in with your occupational therapist to see how much of a % of your child or child's body weight that you should have on them, because you don't want to get too much weight.
Right.
So
exactly. Speaking of blankets,
yes,
there's one. We all need blankets. Every single one of us. This one I found that's really cool because it's super soft and it's actually meant for those who have sensory. And so there's dinosaurs, stars, bats, even the glow in the dark horses, and the unicorns, and everybody. It's a big unicorn thing going on. It's a unicorns are but it's an actually big blanket. It covers. It's a blanket that is like huge. It's oversized. It's an overthrow blanket. So perfect for fortnights and things like that.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
it is.
Looks like it's 50 by 60, which that's huge.
Correct.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So something for now this is something that Curtis had that I was looking for years, and we have a huge collection. Thomas the Train.
Yes.
You can get the wooden toys. There's a whole huge, Thomas and Friends store on Amazon. And there's even there's some new characters that I didn't even know, but we had Thomas the Train and played the Thomas the Train videos all the time. Trains seem to be something that is a common, something that those on the spectrum like, especially when they're younger.
Yep.
So, that and dinosaurs. Curtis still loves dinosaurs. So that's why we look at doing books on something that he likes, and that could be for if you have autistic people who are adults that you want to buy something for, get them some books or audiobook credits on a subject that they like. Or if you get them the credits, you can to whatever program they use, and they get to choose themselves.
Exactly.
That's great. Let's see. Oh, the marble maze. That was one that Curtis really liked.
I like that.
He likes to put those things together and run them down. So that's always a fun one. You just got to be careful.
You can always rearrange it somehow, some way.
And you got to look and make sure they come with the marbles, whether you want to have the marbles or not. That one comes with marbles. The first ones that we got didn't come with marbles. Thankfully, we had a ton. Well, and you can buy marbles at the dollar store for really cheap. Derek gets them for his, Derek uses them for his geocaching. He actually has a geocache that uses marbles.
Cool. It's pretty cool.
So, what was another thing that you found?
It goes back to for the younger ages. For those who like to have that finger painting and things like that. So this is a board that plays music, and there's no mess, and you can sit there and play with all your different textiles, and gives you that really cool, and it plays music with it, lights up, so you're getting all this, and you're practicing your writing. I love it. One of my kiddos.
That is so cool.
That
is cool.
And he learned how to write his name, and he would sing with the music as he wrote it and learned how to write. So it was really cool.
That's cool. That's great learning tool at the same time.
It is. But you mentioned that they also have older versions too, don't they?
Yes, we have a version that we picked up for the kids a while ago for a trip, and it actually has a pencil, but you write on it, and it's just like a tipped pencil thing that you can use to write on it. It was called a Boogie Board, but cool. That was just the name on it at one of the big box stores that we were at. But we thought it was great, and it actually worked really good for a car ride.
There you go.
It was great entertainment on the car, and they could play tic-tac-toe until they were blue in the face. A million other things. Oh yeah, here's one. Here it is. So it's paperless. You can use that little pen. You can draw. You can use it for math.
I remember that. We used to play them all the time on ODT. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that.
That was and they had the speed spelling games.
Jefferson.
I think. So another thing that I saw, my son likes to build. So he also likes robots. So he would build. Now there's Lego has a whole wide range of robots.
Right.
Yeah. So this is a boost robot, and it is sort of programmable, but not as programmable as what you use in your Lego robotics teams. We started into Lego robotics. So we got this for Curtis, got it on a sale one time, and he actually really loves it. And, has built it, and you can make different configurations and stuff, and you can do different things with it. There are some other, there's 5 different things that you can do with it and build. There's other models that are like not as complex as that. And he'll sit up when I find them all. He likes to sit on, this is the blue basher. So he's got 2 or 3 of them because he just loves these things. He'll set them up there and they do this yes, no, to answer the questions. So he'll sit there and have
I remember that.
Yeah, he would sit up there and ask it questions just to get a yes or no answer. And then sometimes he would tell me, well, such and such robot told me no. I'd be like, that doesn't mean anything. But he still had a lot of fun with it. So, that was, if you have a child that seems to have that engineering mindset, that's a good one. What was another? Did you have another one that you found?
I did. It was with the pegs.
The pegs.
So they're the clickable pegs. So it's for those who are not quite there for the robots yet, but you can stack the pegs. You can do color coding with them. Simple, easy. This is used in OT and PT. It comes with the cups, so you can color match the cups. I know I'm educational. I'm sorry, but these are awesome to stack, and they're not hard to pull, and they're pretty easy to put in the holes and things like that. And they could take like a fake hammer and act like they're hammering, and a whole bunch of different stuff that you could do with them.
That's great. Well, and that's actually some of the places where I found some gift ideas for my kid, is just sit there watching them in OT, or when I got out of OT and they would tell me some of the things he really liked. Well, he really likes getting in the body sock, and that's how I figured out how to make a body sock. Right. You can get body socks on Amazon too. He really likes this game. He really likes to do this activity. He likes this activity. Well, then I would translate that into, okay, I can write that down as a potential gift for upcoming birthday, or, whatever you want to give your child something to work for, or, as a reward, or Christmas, birthday, whatever you want to give them a gift for.
Yep.
So, I was thinking too of, now I know that one of the things that you tend to give kids is clothing.
Yes.
But it is really important to find the right clothing.
Mm-hmm.
No tags. The least amount of seams possible.
Yeah.
I found these socks. They're not quite seamless. Well, they say seamless because what they have done is what they said in the description. If you read the description, they actually hand put the thing together so there's no like real rigid seam like we find in our socks, because that can really bother. It's a sensory thing that can really bother people.
Right.
So, if the kids are younger, go ahead and find some things that they really like and put it on a list and send that list to grandma. I know at my house, what we call the sock and underwear fairy usually shows up every Christmas. The other thing is, if for adults, just find a store that they like, especially if it's, if they need new clothes, figure out the store that they like and get them a gift card.
Yeah. And then go with them and then have that experience with them. Right.
Yeah. Gift cards are great.
They are.
It can also be used with kids to help teach them some money responsibility too.
Exactly.
Another thing that I thought of, actually, because our friend Angie from Discover Spectrum talked about how some of the things that she takes with her on a trip, and she talked about all the things that she puts in a bag. And I thought, you know what? Universally, I don't know. There's a lot of women, me especially, that need to have lots of pockets because to organize everything. But I have this bag that is actually great, that has a lot of organizational spots. It's got, it's a sling back. I like it because it doesn't hurt my back. It's got a ton of different pockets. It's big enough that you can put things in. The particular model that I have actually has a place to put the cell phone on that strap that comes across your body in the front.
That's awesome.
It's got an RFID pocket in it. It's just It's just great. And it has all these different zippered portions that you can put your items in, and you can keep them all organized. Because organization is actually kind of a good thing to have.
It is.
So, and I think one of the other ideas that we thought of is that time spent with them.
It is just having those experiences with them. Just saying, hey, let's go to the movies together to go watch one of your favorite movies, or what you suggested earlier with going to do something new with them. Just being there with them as they go through something new is really good. Like maybe trying a new ice cream flavor, even though you've gone to the same shop over and over again with them, and just things like that, because they remember that time is valuable in itself.
Yeah, I know the time. So I've been learning to play Minecraft with Curtis. I'm horrible.
Right now, the new game is... What is the new game now?
Oh, Among Us.
Among Us, yes.
I hear about that all the time. But
fun.
So, Curtis loves telling me what to do. It's like the only time I let him tell me what to do, because I don't know what I'm doing. Right. And he'll play with me. But the other day, it was so funny. He got upset with me because I'm such a, quote, I'm a noob, as he calls me, because I don't know how to use the controls. He's like, okay, Mom, I think we need to do something else. Like, okay. So we played until he got this, frustrated. But even that time that we spent together playing that, and me taking that time to learn something that he likes, has been so valuable, and just a way for me to connect with him. And he loves it. He absolutely loves it. I don't know that I will ever, the Komodo dragons are, they're okay. But if he takes a certain liking to snakes, I will not. I draw the line at snakes. I'm not going to do that with him, but
no.
no. But, things like that. See, another thing that, of course, that we have to talk about is fidgets. Always get fidgets. They're great stocking stuffers. These, I liked this fidget set because it had a box.
Has everything that we've been talking about.
And you can store everything in that that Tupperware container, which is amazing because you will not, some of these fidgets are rather small, so they do get lost, and then it's not good if the favorite fidget gets lost. Another one is we found a new 12-sided fidget cube that the kids love. Curtis has that out almost every Sunday. And I have to tell him because there's a couple of the clickers that are pretty loud. He can just turn it over, and there's plenty of things on there for him to be able to play with that don't make any sounds.
There you go.
And it gives you so much texture, so much. It's got a joystick, so he feels like he's playing a video game while sitting in church. It's a great thing. So little things like that. And that comes with a zipped up. It came in a case, which was great.
That's even better.
Yeah. So now one of the last things I wanted to talk about is games. We love board games, right?
Yes. Always play board games.
Yes. So there's a million that you can get, and we've talked about different board games before, but there is one. Now I became a Play Saver affiliate, is what they call it. And my affiliate link is in the description below. So if you do use it, there are proceeds, all the proceeds that come through that I have decided that I'm going to use to help us with the podcast. But one of the things that actually Curtis loves is this keychain, and it has all these cards on it. And these cards, it's called a Let's Chat ring, and it has a ton of different, sorry that it's kind of going out of focus here. What it has is different topics that you could start a conversation about. That's awesome. Like famous dinner. If you could have dinner with someone famous, who would it be?
Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah. Just talk about different people, and there's a ton of different topics, and there's several of these there. And I thought, oh, these are great. Curtis, when we first got it, he decided it was his and had it in his room for the longest time. He's like, no, we need to bring it downstairs for all of us.
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
That's awesome.
Another game from the Simply Fun line that I actually got because I wanted the kids to learn about money is this one called Bankit. Let's see if I can get it in here. So it is a great game because the object of the game is to save $10 to buy a bicycle. But you have to go around the board and you can either buy things, you can get allowance, and then you have to decide whether you're going to spend the money on something or keep it. Or put it in the bank. Once you put it in the bank, you can't get it back. And it has some really good things. And one of the other things that I really love, the play money, the plastic money. This is a 25-cent piece. It is exactly the same size as a quarter.
I love that as a teacher because I can't stand when they're like super small. I'm like, what's the point of teaching them money if it's not the exact same size?
I know. So this is one of the things when I was first reading the rules, they mentioned that it's the same size. And they said, eventually, you could play with actual coins.
Like, right. That's awesome.
Yeah. That's awesome. So the Simply Fun company has some really great games. So you might want to check those out, and you can actually search them based on age and what kind of skills you're looking to help with. And they actually have one category under there for autism.
So exciting.
I know. I love it. So they have great games for that. So that's something to check into too. So I think I'll have to look over here. Oh, there's one. Is there one more, Mr.? Yes, there's one more that you put up there.
Oh yeah. So this one is, I love lights. Yes. So this is a light that you can put up on the ceiling. It is a water light, so it gives that nice water effect. You can do that to help them calm down. You can do that. It's a really good way. They might just like it just to be able to watch it on the ceiling or things like that. But yeah, it's just another sensory light. That's all it is. It's a projector.
Yeah, we had that one. We had something similar for a while, and we projected it above Curtis's bed for when he was sleeping. With some water sounds or the nighttime calming music that he liked. We use oils now because he's on a loft bed and they wouldn't work. He's like maybe this far from the ceiling, and it's by choice. He wanted to be that high up. So yeah. Well, these are just some ideas we had.
Yeah.
We just thought we'd throw them out there. Hopefully this might help you in shopping for gifts. The links for any of this are all in the description below. So if you click on any of those links, it'll take you directly to the item that you were looking up for. The Simply Fun link is actually my affiliate link. So, and I'm a Play Saver affiliate, but I've decided that any of the proceeds I receive from those sales will go back into the podcast because we really want to do our best to get the word out, get the equipment to help us have a better podcast, and just to get the information out there because there's so much education of others that needs to happen so they can understand autism. Right. Exactly. And hopefully we've given you a couple ideas on how to keep the incessant asking to a dull roar. Yeah. if they're anything like my kiddo. But like we've seen, and these are all suggestions because when you've seen one person with autism, you've seen one person with autism. Not with us. When you've seen one, let me rephrase that. I need to phrase that appropriately. I'm sorry. When you've seen one autistic person, you've seen one autistic person. Right. So if any of this has helped you, we'd love to hear from you. So comment below or send us an email with your questions or comments at info@myspectrumlife.com.
And then you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at MySpectrumLife and at Twitter at MySpectrumLife with that number 1. And as always, make sure you click subscribe and make sure you hit the bell and the like button, and that bell will let you know whenever we go live or post up a new video. And Which one is yours is going to be Wednesday, Jess?
This Wednesday, I'm going to talk about Advent calendars because that's something fun.
It is fun. And then mine is going to be a countdown and how it helps to count down the days within a classroom to help down with the anxiety of when is it going to come?
Yes, exactly. So. And so we hope you'll tune in for those videos. Those should they come out? We know they come out on Wednesday and Friday.
Fridays, yeah.
So if you click that bell icon there, you'll get a notification when those go up and they become live. And as always, with a lot of faith, love, and a whole lot of fidget toys, we'll make it. Goodbye, everyone.